So, today we're going to talk about a totally different way of thinking. Seriously, it's not about being smarter or faster, it's about tapping into a way of knowing that's already there, rooted in the right side of your brain. This is a mode of awareness that's more intuitive, more embodied, and, deeply connected to the world. It's the key to a more emergent and, frankly, a freer way of being. You know this feeling, right? That little narrator in your head that just will not shut up, replaying old anxieties, spinning out future worries. It feels like you're trapped on a hamster wheel inside your own mind. Well, that feeling of being stuck, that's the problem we're going to unpack. And more importantly, we are going to explore the way out. Okay, so here's the crucial idea. Those mental loops, they're basically a feature of our left brain's operating system. It loves stories, cause and effect, and solving problems based on what's happened before. But there's another way. The right brain offers a path into pure presence. It's embodied, it's relational, and it lives completely in the here and now. It doesn't tell you stories about reality, it lets you feel the presence of reality directly. To put a name on this, neuroanatomist Dr. Jill Bolt-Taylor calls this looping reactive state character 2. Just think of it as the teenager inside you. It's that part that gets triggered, where emotions get hijacked by old stories, and suddenly you're in that familiar swirl of fear or judgment or reactivity. When you're in character 2, you're basically running on old programming. But, and this is key, it's only one of 4 characters that make up who we are. So, what if we could actually step out of that reactive character? This is where the right brain comes in. It offers an entirely different kind of reality, a way of knowing that happens before words and stories ever have a chance to form. So, let's dive in and explore how this other reality actually works. The main language of the right brain is something the philosopher Eugene Gendlin called the felt sense. Now, this isn't just an emotion like being happy or sad. It's that vague, pre-verbal bodily sensation that holds a ton of information. It's that gut feeling, the vibe of a room. It's the body's knowing that shows up way before your conscious mind slaps a label on it. It's your body speaking its truth. And building on that is a concept called interoception. The neuroscientist Antonio Damasio actually says this is the very foundation of consciousness. It's just the constant, subtle sensing of your body's internal world. Your heartbeat, your breath, that quiet hum of just being. This internal map is what gives rise to the feeling of being alive, right here, in this body, in this moment. It's really the bedrock of presence. Now, this is really cool. We can even extend this bodily awareness to our own minds. The physicist David Bohm called it proprioception of thought. Just like you can feel where your arm is in space without having to look at it, you can develop the ability to feel the movement of your own thinking. You can sense the shape of a defensive thought as it starts to form, or feel the texture of anxiety as it tightens your mind, all before you get lost in the story itself. This creates this incredibly powerful space between you and your thoughts. And this embodied knowing, it's not just some cognitive trick. The depth psychologist Robert Sardello talks about this as a capacity of the heart. The heart, in his view, literally becomes an organ of perception. It's a way of knowing that's participatory, that senses the inner life of the world around you. We're talking about moving from just sensing our own inner world to sensing the soul of the world itself. Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? But how do we actually access this deeper way of knowing? Well, the key isn't to try harder or think our way into it. The key is receptivity. It's about learning how to open a door and just allow a different kind of intelligence to show up. And here's the central paradox of this whole thing. You can't force a right brain experience. The shift happens when you stop trying to control your inner world. So when those reactive emotions of character 2 bubble up, instead of fighting them, you practice what Dr. David Hawkins called accept and allow. By just consenting to the feeling without feeding the story, you create the space for it to transform. It's a huge move from control to consent. Otto Scharmer gives us this fantastic, really practical map for this in his theory U. He calls it the arc of receptivity. First, it starts with an open mind, just suspending our usual judgments. Then it moves to an open heart, shifting from analyzing to actually feeling with others and the world. And the final, deepest step is an open will, which is a profound letting go, a trust that allows the future that wants to emerge to come through us. When we practice this kind of receptivity, something pretty amazing starts to happen. The world around us actually begins to change. It stops feeling like a collection of inert objects and starts to feel like a living, communicative presence, just filled with depth and meaning. Thinkers like Henry Corbin and James Hillman, they call this the imaginal realm. And this isn't just your personal imagination, like daydreaming. They describe it as a real world that exists between the physical and the purely spiritual. It's the world of soul, of archetypes, of deep meaning. And you access it not through logic, but through the perceptive heart, which is the native language of the right brain. And the quality of relationship in this realm is what the philosopher Martin Buber called I-thou. So instead of treating the world as a bunch of its, objects to be analyzed or used, we enter into a relationship of mutual presence. We meet a tree not as an oak, but as a thou, a unique living being. Like Buber said, all real living is meeting. Now, this might sound a little abstract, but it's actually incredibly simple to experience. Here's a practice from the Earthsong material called Just Say Hello that helps you enter this I-thou relationship directly. The whole point is to move beyond just identifying a plant to actually meeting it. You just go outside, greet it with all your senses, and then in stillness you offer a hello. Not as a word, but as an act of acknowledgement, an invitation into a shared moment of just being. As we start to cultivate this right brain awareness more and more, something else develops right alongside it, a new and really profound form of personal agency. We literally move from being victims of our reactive loops to becoming conscious witnesses of our own inner world. We can call this capacity the meta-communicator. It's the part of you that can see Jill Bolt Taylor's 4 characters in action. It's the part that can notice, character 2, my reactive self is getting triggered. Or, there's character 3, my playful, creative, right brain self wanting to explore. It's like being the conductor of your own inner orchestra. It allows you to choose your response rather than just being driven by fate. Okay, now it's super important to distinguish this meta-communicator from another right brain state, which Dr. Taylor calls character 4. That's the part of us that experiences that blissful cosmic oneness. So look at the table here. Character 4 is the experience of unity. The felt sense is I am one with everything. Boundaries just dissolve. But the meta-communicator, it witnesses that state. Its felt sense is I am aware of our being one. It doesn't dissolve, it holds the entire experience in a larger reflective awareness. And that is where true agency lies. Robert Sardello gives this witnessing capacity a really beautiful name, the spiritual eye. This is the awakened self that understands it is not the creator of awareness, but the vessel for awareness. It's a transparent eye that allows the soul of the world to appear through it. This is the seat of the metacommunicator, the source of our ability to navigate our inner world with real grace and wisdom. All right, so we've gone on quite a journey from the problem of being stuck in left brain loops to the spacious, embodied reality of the right brain. We've seen how receptivity opens the door and how witnessing gives us agency. So where does all this lead? What happens when we bring all these capacities together? This is the ultimate shift in perspective. After practicing this kind of receptive, embodied awareness, we come to a pretty profound realization. Thinking isn't an activity that we initiate and control. It's actually a process that we can learn to allow, to receive, and to participate in. Robert Sardello just nails this. The shift is from I think to thinking happens through me. The center of agency moves from the ego as the sole author of our thoughts to the deeper self as a permeable, listening surface through which the world can actually articulate itself. And this, right here, is the essence of what can be called dreaming thought into being. It's a co-creative partnership where thought is no longer just a dry commentary about the world, but it becomes an emergent expression that arises from our deep felt relationship with the world. It's like listening to an oak tree, not for data, but until its own pattern of being reveals itself as a new way of thinking inside you. So we'll end with this question. If you were to quiet the loops of character 2, open your heart's perception and become a vessel rather than an author, what new thoughts, what fresh insights, what deeper wisdom is just waiting right now to be dreamed into being through you?